Imagine zipping through the streets on a scooter that's not just fast but also smart, equipped with a touchscreen dashboard, Google Maps, and the kind of acceleration that leaves even petrol bikes in the dust. Sounds like something out of a tech dream, right? Well, Ather Energy made that dream a reality with the launch of the Ather 450, India's first smart electric scooter, back in 2018. It was a scooter designed to not just keep up, but to outpace traditional vehicles in both performance and style. But fast forward to today, and despite being one of the first movers in the electric vehicle market, Ather Energy is struggling to keep up with its competitors. From production challenges to marketing missteps, the journey of Ather is one of innovation, persistence, and hard lessons. So, how did a company that was once the leader in India's electric scooter revolution fall behind newer, more aggressive players like Ola Electric? What went wrong, and more importantly, can they turn it around? In this video, we'll explore the fascinating rise and stumbles of Ather Energy and uncover the factors that shaped its journey. Buckle up, because this ride through India's electric scooter market is going to be electric. Welcome to the AI Lib. Ather Energy's story begins in 2009, when two engineering students from IIT Madras, Tarun Mehta and Swapnil Jain, decided to focus their talents on revolutionizing the energy space in India. The duo initially wanted to develop a battery solution to solve the reliability issues that plagued electric vehicles, EVs, at the time. They recognized that the EVs available in the Indian market were poorly made, unattractive, and unreliable. The vehicles were slow, often incapable of going beyond 30 kilometers per hour, and certainly not strong enough to conquer even small inclines like overpasses. These problems, coupled with low consumer interest, meant there was little incentive to purchase replacement batteries, which made their original business idea impractical. This setback, however, did not deter them. Rather, it led them to think bigger. Instead of improving existing electric vehicles, why not create an entirely new electric scooter that would address all the issues plaguing current models? Inspired by Tesla's vision of electric vehicles in the United States, they envisioned a company that would revolutionize transportation in India by designing and manufacturing a smart electric scooter built from the ground up in India. They began work on this ambitious project in 2013, after conducting market research and realizing that what the Indian market lacked wasn't just reliable batteries, but a reliable electric scooter. The first step was to develop a prototype that could compete with petrol scooters in terms of performance and aesthetics, while offering the efficiency and eco-friendliness of an electric vehicle. The project began in IIT Madras Robotics Lab, where the team tore apart an old electric scooter to understand its components and weaknesses. Their goal was not to just replicate what was already out there, but to improve upon it, creating a vehicle that would perform just as well, if not better, than a traditional scooter while being environmentally friendly. After 5 years of extensive research, design iterations, and countless prototypes, Ather Energy was ready to introduce its first product to the market, the Ather 450. Released in 2018, this electric scooter was unlike anything India had seen before. It was the first scooter in the world to feature a touchscreen dashboard and integrated Google Maps for navigation. The Ather 450 also boasted the fastest acceleration of any scooter in India at the time, outpacing even petrol scooters, a major accomplishment for an electric vehicle. The development of the Ather 450 was no small feat. The company had gone through 55 prototypes before arriving at the final design, and each step of the process was a testament to their dedication to innovation and quality. The scooter was equipped with a robust battery that could take riders up to 75 kilometers on a single charge, with a top speed of 80 kilometers per hour. The integration of smart features, such as cloud connectivity and remote diagnostics, set it apart from other scooters on the market, making it as much a tech product as a mode of transport. But the innovation didn't stop at performance. Ather Energy focused heavily on the design and usability of the scooter. With sleek lines and modern aesthetics, the Ather 450 was designed to appeal to the growing middle-class market in urban India. It wasn't just an electric scooter, it was a statement of modernity and eco-consciousness. The 450 was also built entirely in India, a significant point of pride for the company. In an industry dominated by imports, especially from China, Ather's commitment to Indian manufacturing was seen as a bold and patriotic move. However, this decision would later become both a blessing and a curse. While the Ather 450 was an undeniable success in terms of innovation and design, the company quickly faced the harsh realities of scaling production in India. Unlike many of its competitors, who opted to import parts or entire scooters from China, Ather had made the decision to build everything domestically. This move was in line with their vision of creating a high-quality, Indian-made product, but it came with significant challenges. Indian automotive vendors were not accustomed to the high-quality standards that Ather demanded. For instance, one of the key components of the scooter needed to be cast at a thickness of 1.5 millimeters, but most local vendors could only produce it at 2.5 millimeters. This might seem like a small difference, but in the world of high-performance electric vehicles, such specifications are critical. Ather's insistence on meeting these strict standards meant they struggled to find reliable suppliers, which slowed down production significantly. As delays mounted, so did costs. Ather was burning through cash at an alarming rate, and the company was quickly realizing that building a state-of-the-art electric scooter from scratch in India was a far more expensive and time-consuming process than they had anticipated. While their competitors were able to quickly bring products to market by leveraging cheaper, imported parts, Ather's focus on quality was turning into a double-edged sword. The company had to scale back its production targets to control costs, producing only 20,000 scooters a month despite having the capacity to produce more. This focus on quality and in-house production, while admirable, was not without its drawbacks. Ather was finding it increasingly difficult to keep up with the demand for its product, and this inability to scale quickly became a significant obstacle in their path to market dominance. Just as Ather Energy was struggling to ramp up production and manage its cash flow, a major player in the Indian automotive industry stepped in to offer a lifeline. In 2016, Hero MotoCorp, the largest two-wheeler manufacturer in the world, invested 205 crores, approximately $27 million, into Ather, acquiring more than a 25% stake in the company. This strategic partnership was a game-changer for Ather, as it not only provided the much-needed capital to continue production, but also gave them access to Hero's vast resources and industry expertise. With Hero's backing, Ather was able to move out of the prototype phase and into full-scale production. Hero's experience in the automotive space, especially in setting up large-scale production facilities, proved invaluable in helping Ather navigate the complex landscape of Indian manufacturing. This partnership also opened doors to crucial vendor relationships, as Hero's established reputation in the industry made it easier for Ather to find suppliers willing to meet their demanding specifications. However, while Hero's investment allowed Ather to scale production, the company still faced significant challenges in terms of market positioning. Ather had built a premium product, but the Indian market for electric scooters was still in its infancy, and most consumers were unwilling to pay a premium price for an electric vehicle when cheaper options were available. While Ather was busy perfecting the Ather 450 and working out the kinks in its production process, a new player entered the scene and quickly disrupted the market: Ola Electric. Backed by billions of dollars in funding and armed with an aggressive marketing strategy, Ola Electric launched its own line of electric scooters in 2021. The response was overwhelming, with Ola receiving more than 88,000 bookings within just 12 hours of launch, a number that dwarfed Ather's sales figures. Ola Electric's success was built on a different business model than Ather's. Rather than focusing on building a premium product, Ola targeted the mass market, offering affordable electric scooters with a focus on volume rather than niche, high-end features. Ola's deep pockets allowed them to invest heavily in marketing, creating a buzz around their scooters that others simply couldn't match. At the same time, traditional players like Bajaj and TVS were also entering the electric scooter market, leveraging their decades of experience and established distribution networks to quickly capture market share. Ather found itself squeezed from both sides, unable to compete with Ola's scale and marketing power on one hand, and facing stiff competition from established brands like Bajaj and TVS on the other. One of the biggest challenges that Ather Energy faced was its lack of a strong marketing presence. While the company had focused heavily on research and development, perfecting its product to offer superior performance and design, it had largely neglected the importance of marketing. In an interview, Tarun Mehta admitted that Ather's biggest mistake was underestimating the role that marketing would play in their success. Unlike Ola Electric, which spent millions on advertising and building brand awareness, Ather relied heavily on word of mouth and organic growth. While this strategy worked in the early days, when Ather was one of the only electric scooter manufacturers in India, it quickly became a liability as the market became more crowded. Ather's lack of visibility in the market meant that many potential customers didn't even know the company existed. Even those who were aware of Ather often viewed it as a niche product, designed for tech enthusiasts or early adopters, rather than a practical solution for the average consumer. Section 6. Marketing Missteps. The Cost of Flying Under the Radar continued. Ather's reliance on organic growth might have worked in an industry with less competition, but in a fast-growing market like electric scooters, visibility is crucial. By the time they realized the importance of aggressive marketing, companies like Ola Electric had already made significant strides in capturing market share. Even TVS and Bajaj, which had previously been slower to embrace electric scooters, were now outpacing Ather in terms of market presence, thanks to their well-established distribution networks and brand recognition. One of the critical issues Ather faced was the lack of customer awareness. Even when people knew about electric scooters, they often didn't recognize Ather as a major player. This was largely because Ather had focused almost exclusively on building the perfect product without putting enough resources into educating potential buyers about its unique value proposition. As Tarun Mehta pointed out in a later interview, the biggest feedback we get is that most people don't know what Ather is. To address this, Ather eventually started ramping up its marketing efforts, investing more in advertising campaigns and brand-building initiatives. However, by this point, the electric scooter market had become far more crowded, and Ather was playing catch-up in a space where visibility often translated directly into market share. From the outside, Ather Energy's early years may have looked like a story of continuous innovation and success, but the internal reality was quite different. One of the biggest challenges the company faced after the launch of its Ather 450 scooter in 2018 was managing its finances amidst a growing cash burn. Building an electric scooter from scratch in India, while maintaining high standards for both performance and quality, proved to be an expensive venture that strained Ather's financial resources. When the company started out, it adopted a high-cost business model focused on local manufacturing, research, and development. Unlike many competitors that imported parts from China to cut costs, Ather was determined to design and produce every component locally. This decision was rooted in the company's vision of building a world-class, Indian-made electric scooter. While this approach earned Ather a reputation for quality and innovation, it also dramatically increased their costs, particularly in the early stages when the production process was inefficient. One of the most significant financial hurdles Ather faced was the sheer cost of scaling its operations. The early prototypes of the Ather 450 required custom-built parts, which meant working with a limited number of suppliers who could meet their specific requirements. This not only slowed down the production process but also raised costs significantly, as small-scale manufacturing is inherently more expensive. For example, one of the key components Ather needed had to be cast at a thickness of 1.5 millimeters, a precision that most local vendors were not equipped to handle. This resulted in higher costs and longer production times as the company struggled to find vendors that could meet its exacting standards. As production ramped up in 2018 and 2019, Ather's financial situation became more precarious. Despite the success of the Ather 450 in terms of technology and design, the company was burning through cash at an unsustainable rate. The high costs of manufacturing, coupled with the challenges of building a local supply chain, put immense pressure on the company's finances. By 2019, it was clear that Ather needed to find ways to cut costs and improve efficiency if it wanted to stay afloat. One of the critical turning points for Ather came with the investment from Hero MotoCorp in 2016, where Hero acquired a 25% stake in the company for 205 crores, approximately $27 million. While this strategic investment provided much-needed capital to keep operations running, it wasn't an immediate fix for Ather's financial struggles. Hero's backing gave Ather the financial runway to continue development, but the company still needed to solve its cash burn problem to reach profitability. Hero MotoCorp's investment in Ather wasn't just about the money. It also brought valuable expertise and resources that helped Ather streamline its production processes. Hero's vast experience in mass-producing two-wheelers proved instrumental in guiding Ather through the complexities of scaling up its manufacturing operations. By leveraging Hero's extensive supplier network and manufacturing expertise, Ather was able to negotiate better deals with vendors, reduce lead times, and bring down production costs. This partnership allowed Ather to move out of its startup phase and begin operating more like a mature company with established processes. However, even with Hero's support, Ather still faced significant challenges. The company was stuck in a difficult position. While it wanted to continue innovating and pushing the boundaries of electric vehicle technology, it also had to become financially sustainable. To address this, Ather made the strategic decision to limit production to 20,000 scooters per month, even though their factory had the capacity to produce more. This move was designed to slow down the rate at which the company was burning through cash while it worked on improving production efficiency. In addition to limiting production, Ather implemented several other cost-cutting measures. One of the first steps the company took was to re-evaluate its supply chain. Ather began working more closely with local vendors to standardize components and reduce the complexity of their products. By simplifying certain design aspects and optimizing their supply chain, Ather was able to lower the cost of producing each scooter without compromising on quality. Another major initiative was the re-engineering of their production processes. Ather's engineers spent months working on ways to reduce wastage and improve efficiency on the factory floor. This included automating certain parts of the production line and adopting lean manufacturing principles to eliminate unnecessary steps in the assembly process. These efforts began to bear fruit by early 2021, when Ather finally achieved positive gross margins, meaning that the company was making more money on each scooter sold than it cost to produce. One of the key factors in Ather's financial turnaround was its ability to leverage economies of scale. As production volumes increased, the cost per unit began to decrease, allowing Ather to become more competitive in the marketplace. This was particularly important as new players like Ola Electric entered the market with lower-priced scooters aimed at the mass market. To stay competitive, Ather needed to reduce costs without sacrificing the premium quality that had become its hallmark. Interestingly, in Ather's early days, the company took a unique approach to generating revenue before they had fully scaled production. In 2013, when Ather was still in the prototype phase, Tarun Mehta and Swapnil Jain launched a crowdfunding campaign, offering pre-orders for their scooters. They sold 25 scooters at a price of 85,000 Indian rupees each, using the funds raised from these pre-orders to finance the development of their next prototypes. This early revenue generation strategy not only provided the company with much-needed cash, but also validated the demand for their product. While the crowdfunding campaign was a success, it was not enough to sustain the company in the long term. Ather quickly realized that to build a scalable business, they needed significant capital investment. This is where Hero MotoCorp's investment came in, providing the financial backing necessary to take Ather's operations to the next level. However, even with Hero's support, Ather's journey to profitability was far from smooth. Throughout this period, Ather struggled to strike a balance between innovation and financial prudence. On one hand, the company was committed to pushing the boundaries of electric vehicle technology, developing features like a touchscreen dashboard and smart connectivity that set their scooters apart from the competition. On the other hand, these innovations came at a high cost, and Ather needed to find ways to generate sustainable revenue without sacrificing the quality and innovation that had become their brand's identity. One of the key lessons Ather learned during this time was the importance of focusing not just on product development, but also on the financial viability of their business model. The company had to make tough decisions about where to allocate resources, cutting back on certain R&D projects and delaying the launch of new features in order to focus on improving production efficiency and cost control. By 2021, Ather had successfully reduced its cash burn and was on the path to profitability. However, the company's financial struggles had taken a toll. While Ather had been busy refining its production processes and cutting costs, competitors like Ola Electric and TVS had captured significant market share. Ather's focus on premium quality had limited its ability to scale quickly, and the company found itself playing catch-up in a market that was rapidly evolving. By the time Ather had gotten its production and financial issues under control, the electric scooter market in India had evolved drastically. When Ather launched the Ather 450 in 2018, they were essentially operating in a market with minimal competition. However, in just a few short years, the landscape had transformed. Ola Electric, with its massive pre-orders and aggressive marketing campaign, was dominating headlines. Meanwhile, traditional automakers like TVS and Bajaj had successfully launched their own electric scooters, leveraging their established brand loyalty and expansive distribution networks to quickly gain market share. Ola Electric's entry into the market was particularly disruptive. With billions of dollars in funding, Ola was able to launch a marketing blitz that captured the attention of both the media and consumers. While Ather had focused on premium quality, Ola took a different approach by offering an affordable product aimed at the mass market. Within 12 hours of its scooter launch, Ola received more pre-orders than Ather had sold in total since its inception. At the same time, companies like TVS and Bajaj, which had been slower to enter the electric scooter space, were now competing fiercely. These traditional giants had one significant advantage over Ather: decades of experience in the two-wheeler market. They had established dealer networks, service centers, and deep pockets, allowing them to scale quickly and reach customers that Ather struggled to access. One of the key lessons Ather learned from watching the success of its competitors was that the Indian market for electric scooters had shifted. In the early days, Ather's premium approach worked because the majority of buyers were early adopters, tech enthusiasts who were willing to pay a premium for cutting-edge features. But as electric scooters became more mainstream, the market's needs evolved. Now, the average customer was looking for affordability and practicality rather than high-tech features and premium pricing. Recognizing this shift, Ather began to adjust its strategy. While the Ather 450 and its successor, the Ather 450X, had been designed with performance and premium features in mind, the company realized that they needed to offer a more family-friendly, affordable option if they were going to capture a larger share of the market. This realization led to the development of the Ather 450X Rest. Designed to appeal to a broader audience, the Rest addressed some of the common complaints about earlier models, such as the scooters being too small or too expensive for families. With this new product, Ather hoped to position itself as a competitor not just in the premium segment, but in the mass market, where companies like Ola Electric were already thriving. As Ather continues to evolve and adapt to the changing market, one of the company's long-term strategies is its focus on software. Tarun Mehta believes that the future of electric vehicles lies not just in hardware, but in software and services. As electric vehicles, EVs, have fewer moving parts than traditional internal combustion engines, they require less maintenance and generate fewer revenue opportunities from servicing. For companies like Ather, this means they will need to find new ways to generate revenue in the long term. Ather's solution to this challenge is to create an ecosystem around its scooters. The company has already started bundling software upgrades with its vehicles, which can improve performance over time, much like how Tesla updates its cars via over-the-air software updates. Ather's operating system, known as Ather Stack, controls everything from the touchscreen interface to the vehicle's power management, and the company has plans to continue enhancing its capabilities. In addition to software, Ather is betting on smart accessories as another revenue stream. For example, they have introduced products like the Ather Halo helmet, which integrates seamlessly with their scooters. By creating an ecosystem of products and services, Ather hopes to build customer loyalty and ensure that their scooters remain competitive in the long run. This focus on software and smart accessories represents Ather's attempt to differentiate itself from competitors like Ola Electric and TVS, which are focused primarily on scaling hardware production. Whether this strategy will pay off remains to be seen, but it shows that Ather is committed to staying at the forefront of innovation in the electric scooter market. So, what do you think? Can Ather Energy's focus on building a premium product and developing an ecosystem of software and accessories help them regain their footing in the electric scooter market? Or will competitors like Ola Electric and TVS continue to dominate? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future updates. Check out the videos appearing on your screen right now for more insights and stories from the world of technology. This is the AI Lib. Stay tuned.